Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Marshall here, and I'm testing out a new microphone setup, so do apologise if it's not yet perfect, if I am peaking, or if things just aren't quite as they should be. Please give me feedback if you have any problems with the audio quality. Now, this is a 1 versus 1 that was submitted to me. In lovely old silver on the Northspawn, we have Monkey Soldier, Uber number 11, I believe, at the time of this replay. This was submitted to me by a third party, so I have no idea who's going to win. And down on the South Pole, in lovely old rusty red, we have APAA, who I believe at the time of this video, at the time of this game, was Uber 19. So pretty evenly matched, all things considered. Uber versus Uber, and that's what's necessary. Opening bots first in both cases into air, sending out some fabricators thereafter as well. Fireflies from both sides, going to get out some good old scouting. Lovely, lovely, lovely. There we go, bypassing each other so they don't know that the opponent is doing the scouting, although given this level of play they can assume it. And there we go, APAA, getting a good sense of what's going on. He sees the air factory and the bot factory. And he's going to maybe plant himself over by an expansion there to be able to see if there's anything expanding. So he's going to be able to go and raid that if, as and when, a fabricator goes in that woodly direction. Monkey Soldier, however, retreats the Firefly. Is not going to be able to see this expanding fabricator down in this woodly direction, so APAA has the advantage over him on that respect. No bombers out yet for either party, and Monkey Soldier doing a good job of just harassing APAA there, stopping his air from taking off. And we're bunching up fabricators in multiple places there. So we got 2 there going round and getting a sort of secondary mini base over to the side there. That is quite a good idea that I haven't seen too often on Rock. These sort of this double base build. Because this effectively will guard against anything slipping by here to raid those 3 mechs. So that's an interesting build there. Monkey Soldier has not gone for that one. Instead, he's opted for a turret that should just about have the range of all of this. Good. Triple fabs together, though. A little bit of a disparity there. And some raiding coming out from APAA round the backside as well. Should be noted that, of course, this is Rock, so you've got all this lovely metal round the back and a nice high concentration on this platform here, as well as a couple of expansions down the side here. And Monkey Soldier even going off with an air fabricator to go and do just that. Can he get away with getting all that expansion? Because if he can, that is going to really propel him into the mid-game here, giving him a nice opportunity for some big T2 expansion early on. There we are, getting to probably about minute 5 here or so. Bombers starting to come out from both teams. Monkey Soldier prioritizing the hummingbirds over anything else. The Bumblebee from APAA, instead of pushing forward, retreats to save itself. Wait for another pass where it's a bit better defended. See how that air fabricator's getting on over the side there. Getting some nice defenses. Some point defense and Galata. That'll defend those 4 mechs quite nicely. If he manages to get these ones down here, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a few factories from proxy factories. Right, so where are we at now? We're at 3, approaching 4, 5, 6 air factories for APAA. Monkey Soldier, though, is sitting down there at 3. He does need to pick up his production just a little bit, especially if he wants to keep momentum going into the next part of this game. Looking at the economy tabs there. Nice and even Stevens. A few docks just guarding sentry around the place and some air poking holes where it can. Scouting out, so to speak. Both players still conglomerating their air. They don't want to necessarily push in unnecessarily. That's just how it is for them. And T2 bots from Monkey Soldier started now. We're going to have, what, 2 fabs and a comm on that one. Meanwhile, are we going for T2 down here from APAA? Not yet! Although the factory counts are telling 9 to 7 currently. This is a nice new mod that I've been pointed towards. It's called All-in-One Spectator Tab, which means I don't have to flick between economy and army. I have it all there. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just dandy? So we're getting a nice bit of air presence here. The air fabricator is still alive. APAA has just missed that in his scouting, but the air quantity is now really starting to favour APAA as that superior factory count is really starting to pay dividends. Monkey Soldier, though, needs a bit more air, but he's almost finished his T2 bots. Will he go for some cheeky locusts? That's the word I was looking for. I almost said scampers or slammers. What on earth is going on? I should probably point out it is very late in the evening when I'm recording this. Hence, if I'm slow or quiet. That is why. But here we go, with some air now, still, and continuing to add to it as well. Yet to go for, there we go, never mind. I was going to say yet to go for T2, but we're going for T2 air from APAA. Making good use of the advantage in the air game that he already has there. We'll bolster this force with some Phoenix and Kestrels, no doubt. There we go, bundling them up there from APAA. Not necessarily the best choice, but equally from Monkey Soldier. Oh, my goodness me, there we go. And that was not a good trade for APAA by any stretch of the imagination. Monkey Soldier did a really good job there. I'm just not going in too early, keeping the distance, picking off. Of course, if they all bunch up like that, yes, they'll fire all their shots at the same time, but they're all on one target, so they're rather wasted, if that makes sense, as Monkey Soldiers were all split up. Normally that would be okay, but Monkey Soldier was microing, so unfortunately for APAA, that didn't go off in his favour. You see Monkey Soldier trying to lock down some of the metal expansion on the other side of the planet there, just to prevent APAA from expanding to it, as he's starting to now. Good tactic. But APAA is on it. A few bombers coming down here. Just going to get picked off by Galata, unfortunately for them. Scout ahead. Monkey Soldier, scout ahead. T2 air now up for APAA. Likewise, the bots for Monkey Soldier, and Monkey Soldier starting now on the T2 air as well. Factory count still at a disparity, 9 to 12, and the eco games pretty even. Even Stevens there, more or less. Probably also add, because of my new mic setup, I'm having to sit quite a way away from my screen, so I can't see those numbers fantastically well. If anyone's able to increase the font size or anything like that in a mod, that would be dandy. Certainly, until I get a new mic setup, or mic stand, should I say. Loads of bombers coming in there, thinning out that slammer horde, and Monkey Soldier just bypasses it with the air, realizing, hey, I can't counter this with my puny numbers. I need T2 air, he's got Phoenix, and I do not like the look of that. APAA goes, ha ha ha, in a very Bond villain-esque way. Monkey Soldier still has this expansion. Looks like the air fab was picked off, but he has the expansion that's going to be paying for itself, and APAA just managing to turn in, so he will take out one mechs. Not sure about the other ones. It's possible, but those should just about have range. Just about, I say. There we go. In come the bombers on the Galata. That's going to be raided. Monkey Soldier needs to find another way to bolster his economy, although with T2 now brewing in his base, that should just about tide him over until he gets more expansion. Although what he needs to do is keep a lid on APAA, who is starting to counter-expand in the same region. Monkey needs to perhaps get some locusts going in a that woodly direction. That would be just fantastic. That air blob there looking rather ominous now. Let's count that up. God, I'm really struggling to see those numbers. 29 hummingbirds to 5 phoenix, although I had a few more in there. There we go. 31 to 6, and a few kestrels starting to factor in as well. That'll be really good at doing a sort of drive-by bombing and picking off of these metal extractors that Monkey Soldier's trying so desperately to lock down here, although the fabricator's being picked off and there are not enough Galata there to dissuade APAA. Although for some reason he managed to fly away from it there. Why would you run away? Not altogether sure. Looks like equally the fabs have been picked off by the odd small Dox Horde there from Monkey Soldier. Really nice raiding from both players here. Raid and counter raid, that's the marks of good play and good skill. Here we go with some slammers now. Still without adequate air support unless he's going to commit keeping the air over the top. Flying sentry, there we go. There's a few fabs to pick off. Starting to move in there with a few slammers. A little bit of picking away at APAA, although likewise APAA has sat his air all the way over here. Rather large numbers, perhaps now moving it round this side to come and deal with Monkey Soldier. There we go, who's being rather aggressive here, really giving these slammers the opportunity to pick away at the front lines here. Down goes some turrets, down goes a few bits of metal, and there we go. The slammers have done their job. They've got in. They've taken out the front line, so to speak, and they've rattled APAA's cage, and that's what Monkey Soldier wanted to do there, I think. Let's just make sure that APAA knows that Monkey Soldier is not contained. There we go, more docks getting picked off unnecessarily, if I must admit. Not necessarily the best of trades there. Looking at the ecos again. Monkey Soldier starting to pull away from it this time. Apologies for the silence. I had to sort of move away from my mic in order to see those numbers. But this Air Force now looking very, very ominous indeed. 62 to 11. Plays 42 to 16. Ooh, I don't like those odds. Not even Han Solo would like those odds. Here we go, some more slammers poking in, but they're not supported. Factor in just a few spinners. Just a few. That's all it's going to take. But there we go. Monkey Soldier doing a bit of air micro there. Beautifully off to the side while APAA's attention was diverted elsewhere. You could see it there in the delayed reaction of scooping all that air back up into a blob. And I think that was really good. An opportunity for Monkey Soldier. And it paid off. Let's have a look at how that ended up. 23 and 10 against... how many's there? 15 and 8, so that leveled the playing field there because APA's attention was diverted. If you can catch your opponent off guard like that, well, you can show just how much of a reward that can pay for you. There we go, Monkey Soldier starting to press in now on this side too with a few tanks. I'm not going to allow this fabricator to expand. Could potentially even go into all those mechs. And look at this. What is this? What is this? What is this? Well, it's a T2 factory, but it's a... it's a little proxy pelter creeping. Well, I don't even think that classes as creeping. It's just a little pelter pot. And the Fabber just wanders past. What on earth? Wow, that's a really good play from APA. Monkey Soldier needs to get on that, certainly. And look at that, how quickly the air was replenished. It's just all the way back up straight away. That's phenomenal, and that's the power of air power, really. There we go, 3 T2 air factories now from Monkey Soldier, with only 4 T1 factories. I don't want to miss an air engagement, but how are we doing factory-wise for APA? Only 2 T2, but 7 T1s, so relatively comparable. Monkey Soldier, though, struggling with the economy just a little bit. And even more worrying, considering that he's more or less exhausted the T2 in his base. He's still got these 3 mechs down here that he can go for. Looks like APA has raided those rather successfully. You see, the thing is, the difference here between these two, Monkey Soldier hasn't replenished these really close expansions on the front lines that have really no excuse for not being replenished. Just a single fab set and forget sort of thing. But APA, you see, already gone out and replenished that, even with the factory and the P-gens. Almost obsessive attention to detail there. But he knows what he's doing. I cannot criticise that. There we go. A few slammers managing to get through from APA on this side now. So it's very much a tug-of-war game, this one. And this very high-level 1v1. Thinning out those slammers should deal enough damage before they get too far inland. And a few tanks coming down here. Now, this is a good raiding party right here. Just 3 ants, but a few spinners as well. Perhaps need a few more ants on the next one, as those sentry docks aren't quite doing enough damage there. But we're starting to get the spinners in, and that's what he needed. Just needs a few more now, I think. Oh, he decided not to finish off the slammers, and that is a little bit of trouble for him. There we go. Knocking him down there to relatively even Stevens metal-wise. Although it was only 2 T1 mechs, so it could have been worse. Could have been much, much worse. Though he did take out 2 on the way. APA now managing to expand out into the crater zone. By Monkey Soldier, look at this! We've got pelters versus catapults. What on earth? I have no words for this. Can someone just send in something useful here? Wow, we've even got lobs coming off from Monkey Soldier. Look at these 2 proxy bases. Just sort of out-proxying each other. That's insane. And going up to the 3rd T2 air factory now from APA. And I think we might have just missed an air engage. Let's go back and have a look at that. Did we? Or where is all of his air gone? Ah, here we go. Oh, yowza. Oof. Now, what was that I said previously about Monkey Soldier catching APA off guard? Ooh, that's going to set Monkey back a fair bit, and possibly even worth him going on the defensive here a little bit, rather than just continuing to send T2 units to their death by bombers and kestrels at this point. Certainly while he replenishes his air, doesn't want to lose this factory, but just about manages to save it. Very, very close there. But now he's got to reroute them all to this side, where some more slammers are on the way. Even got combat fabs now to help replenish their health, but I don't know what was going on there. But these 4 slammers just picked off that entire army, no questions asked. Look at this. Oh, the lobs. The lobs are real. And, oh my gosh. This is a nice little proxy base here. There's enough Galata to really dissuade this air force, but still these slammers without the air support. Ah! No, 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 no. No. No, sir. No, sir. That's not a good idea. We need more spinners, and they're just sort of wandering off to their deaths. Here, they just need to group themselves up, stop falling foul of rally points. Monkey Soldier needs to get his air up pronto. We've got an idle comm way out in the middle. Not the best place for it. Nuclear! We're going nuclear from Monkey Soldier. Hello. Are we going nuclear or anti-nuclear from APA? That is a negative, but we are going for T2 vehicles and another T2 air factory. He is floating quite significantly there. So, by all means, get up those T2 factories. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Because this is going to change things up somewhat. We're going to have levelers out on the field as well as shellers. Shellers are going to be good at shooting over these sort of ruined struts, so to speak. Will these slammers divert towards these factories? Or will they wander into the base? Find out after these notices. God, look at that air. It's sat there, it don't care. But we now fully raided this one from Monkey Soldier to AP8. Ah! And a few slammers in on some T2 mechs here, getting a nice opportunity there. They've got to shoot through the wreckage of the T2 extractor before they can kill off the T1 one, of course. There we go. That is a lot of metal just lost there. About what? 27, I think? 26, 27? I forget how much a fully upgraded thing is. 24 and 7. 31. There we go. I knew that 20-something and 7 came into it. But 31. And a fight on the front lines here. We've got levelers coming in. And slammers using the opportunity here. Look at this. Waiting as the units crest over that crater. Look at that. Look at that fantastic trade there as APA's force evaporates. Though the trade comes in, that's a fabber field of potential death there as those bombers and kestrels pick them all off. But they're forced to go back and help out with the defense of this base. We've got some vanguards coming onto the field now too. Those slammers are going to have a tough time dealing with that, as well as the air. Let's have a look. Did APA see that nuclear missile as he just flew over? He did not. That's quite important. That is really quite important. Although Monkey Soldier is quite a way away from launching that nuclear missile. And APA is yet to go anti-nuclear, but he's going into orbit! What is this? Is that just for intel? I would expect so. I'm very surprised if he'd go for anything else. Although, to be fair, I have seen an apparent rise in the use of anchors in high-level games to just sort of zone out areas. Well, I say high-level games. High-level players in free-for-all games to zone out areas. There we go. Haven't seen it very much in 1v1s. There's probably a very good reason for that. Oh, yes, it's orbital. Oh, dearie dear. Rant over. There we go. APA struggling, or is power just a little bit? Otherwise, the economy is pretty even. Stevens remains the same. Still no T2 vehicle transition from Monkey Soldier. This surprises me, especially given the fact that he's now aware that T2 vehicles are a thing. But we've got lots and lots of T2 bot factories strewn around the map. 21 factories to 25, though. APA still in the factory lead. Slammers and Docks continuing to sort of poke away in different corners, keeping APA on his toes. Never the same place twice in a row. Making that air work, making APA have to really sort out his APM in order to really best defend against this. And he's actually forcing APA in doing so to split his forces up on the defensive, which is working out quite well for him. Except here, although that air exchange was quite good for Monkey. But yeah, what I mean by that is around the back here, APA is forced to just garrison just a few units and off to the side as well, just to keep a few back and use the air more on the defense to answer all of these slammers that just keep coming in from the different directions. There we go. Even more mechs raided there. Knocking APA down a peg. Continuing to do so. And we have our nuclear missile silo complete. Missile will now gradually build, but is Monkey Soldier aware of this threat on the front doorstep? I should hope so. This is potentially a very damning attack right here as the T2 vehicles really reveal themselves. What can Monkey Soldier do about this other than try and send in some, well, impotent air, really? He's going to have to duck and weave around some of these factories and wreckages in order for these slammers to really do the dirty work. Possibly even transition out into boombots from his T1 bot factories, but this is not good news for Monkey whatsoever, as his base is getting ostensibly totaled here, losing a good couple of T2 air factories. Well, T2 factories, not necessarily T2 air factories. And it's repulsed without uber significant damage. I feel like that could have gone a lot worse for Monkey Soldier. So he's lost a little bit of eco and a couple of factories there. Easily replenished. The nuclear missile still was not seen, which is a blessing for Monkey, but now we've finally got the locusts coming out from Monkey Soldier, but look at this, raiding again. Monkey needs to get that unit count up. He's lagging behind just a little bit, and a lot of what he has is T1 still, so that's definitely worth noting. What we're going to do is we're going to monitor these guys in this picture-in-picture there, and we're going to watch them in there while we monitor this attack here. We should take out a fair bit of metal there, which is not nice for Monkey. And there we go, forming up with another group. Nice movements there from APA, but Monkey needs to get some answers for this now. Going almost exclusively slammers is not going to pay off particularly well against, and they're in the base. Look at that, the locusts in the base, in the picture-in-picture down there. Managed to take off a few things, not a huge amount. And the problem that Monkey has now is a distinct lack of fabbers. About 10 fewer factories. And merely half a base. His nuclear gambit didn't quite pay off. As units now encircling the commander. And all they need to do now is move in. And yet, they are reluctant to do so. Couple of Ubers here. Or will Monkey Soldier throw in the towel? And the towel is thrown. Beautiful game there by both of these players, really keeping each other on their toes until just at that point where APA started to pick through, and that transition to those vehicles really helped him do that. I feel like that really caught him off guard as Monkey Soldier was still focusing very much so on the air game. Let's have a look at what else Monkey was doing in the meantime there. Because he had ample opportunity to perhaps deal with something here. So look at this. As those vehicles are pushing in, moving these units up around the back side there, rather than attacking the same place where Monkey Soldier is going to be rerouting all of his defenses, instead going around elsewhere, sending units up the other side through the crater zone 2, meeting them in the middle. There, Monkey Soldier moving around with a few locusts there, trying to get the slammers in. I feel this was another perhaps an error on Monkey Soldier's part, not sending in enough skitters early on, spinners early on, losing far too many slammers to air far too unnecessarily. We even had the orbital that didn't really do a huge amount. We had some base defenses there, and we had some unit cannons as well. Because once APA's economy really started taking off, and once he realised he really wasn't getting hugely pummeled there in the main base, he felt quite safe to go for that. Equally with Monkey Soldier, felt quite safe to go for that nuke, but it was a bit of a too long-term strategy, I feel. And perhaps a better response to immediate situations and threats would have worked better in his favour. Well, thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. I've been Marshall. Don't forget to leave any feedback or subscribe or even support me. You'll find donation links and whatnot on my Twitch. That'll go towards sorting out my microphone setup and perhaps getting some nice soundscaping stuff for this room. So, thank you very much for watching and continuing to enjoy my content. Until next time, have a good one.